Well, hello folks. Here we are on day 3, March 23rd, and in day 3 of our voluntary shutdown, Nesbitt's Island Coffee in Campbell River, British Columbia. Trust everybody's well and everybody's still successfully playing hide and seek with Wuhan, and it hasn't caught you yet. In these times of sitting around on our own in isolation, it gives you time to ponder several things. Now, why did it take the World Health Organization, aka WHO, such a long time to call this playing hide and seek with Wuhan a pandemic? Why did they take so long to make that call, when a lot of medical experts I was following and reading were calling it, hinting at a pandemic long before it was officially called? I'm wondering if they would have called it in the beginning when they should have, and who's to say when they should have, but medical experts were calling it that way back, if they would have just saved a whole lot of catastrophe. Another question that sort of comes to mind: are there any political considerations with the supposedly organization called WHO? Makes you wonder. Another question that keeps popping to mind: why is the International Olympic Committee still stubbornly clinging to holding the Olympics? It just doesn't make sense. Does it make sense to you? You know, you sort of tip your hat to the Canadian Olympic Committee for sort of making a call that the Canadian team will not be attending. Because if everything closed down worldwide, how are athletes supposed to train? Think about that. Again, where do these supposedly world leaders on these organizations, what planet are they visiting from? It just doesn't make sense. Another question that comes to mind is why do politicians and some leaders, not all politicians, but some of them, a great many of them, why do they keep insisting that masks don't work? Doesn't make sense, does it? Now, if they could be real and come off and say, look, hold off on the masks, we need them for our doctors and nurses and medical teams, I think most people would sort of, again, tip their hat to that and back off and try to support the people on the front line. But by blatantly saying masks don't work, they're not necessary, you don't know how to use them, and hell, it's not rocket science to put a mask on. They just keep insulting people's intelligence, and I don't understand why. Maybe because they're stupid themselves and don't understand? Or is it because we just don't have any? And that's probably the answer. And they don't have the brass to tell us that they screwed up and they don't have any. And how did they screw up? Maybe it's coming to the forefront in a lot of your minds that maybe this idea of having everything manufactured in another country is not such a cool idea. You know, everybody in their designer Nikes and have to have the latest iPhone might just sort of wonder, these are all made in China, and why is that? Is it so because Tim Cook and Apple can have bigger incomes than the GDP of some small countries? They can use cheap labor and get everything done? Is it because North Americans can't build stuff? We don't have any brains or talent to put things together. Can North Americans not make masks? Think about that. There's a couple of companies in Campbell River that sell things internationally, design and build them. York Machine, Island Sheet Metal. These people are all craftspeople. They just do wonderful, wonderful work. And their items are ordered and shipped all around the world. So the answer to that question is yes, we can do it. It's that people just don't want to pay people a reasonable wage to do that. Now, years ago when I did some research, Nikes were made for less than $1 and they were selling for $150. And where did all that money go? It goes into corporate pockets. And we wonder why the top 5% keep getting wealthier and the rest of us keep getting poorer, because we're still paying the same whether people are getting wages or not. I think maybe, I'm not a total fan of Donald Trump, but maybe he has an idea, let's start manufacturing here again. Another question that comes to mind, and I'm going back to WHO, why did they sort of shake their finger at the United States when they banned flights from China in the early days of January? Why did Dr. Tedros say it's safe to fly around the world, you should not halt people's travel, come go visit, blah, 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 blah? Why did he say that when we now know that all this spread around the world basically because of travel? Makes you wonder. Once again, the big question is, are there political connections to the WHO? I mean, these people are paid sweet wages, sweet travel expenses. You can research it yourself and find out. And to give us that kind of blatantly stupid information, it makes you wonder. And I call it stupid because now as you look back and you look at where we are now, anyone who's supposedly an expert with their finger on the pulse of world health will tell everybody to keep flying around the planet was stupid. Simple as that. There's no other way to call it. You can follow us on our website as well at nesbittsislandcoffee.com. That's NESBITTSISLANDCOFFEE.com. And you go to our links page. We're on Twitter, Facebook. There's a lot of ways you can sort of connect with us. Or, simple ways, just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just trust everybody's being safe. Washing your hands, not touching your face. Not wearing masks because they don't work, because you can't find one. But just being safe and following common sense ideas. You know, it's not that we don't want to go and sit down with our neighbor and have a coffee, or our friends and have coffee and that, but it just, it makes sense not to sort of mingle right now, because what we know is there's a lot more cases out there than that are called on the sites. And I'll post a link down below where you can go to the Canadian site where they're listing all the official cases. And again, knowing that there's a lot more out there. I guess that's all for now. Take care. Bye for now.